Good people, if you're looking for Buzzy Bee, you're in the right place. We'll start by exploring what the Deviation does, and then I'll show you 8 different locations where you can find it. Friends, let's begin. Let's start with a brief overview of what the Buzzy Bee Deviation does. Buzzy Bee increases the mutation chance of planted crops, boosting the probability of obtaining deviated versions of your grown crops. The higher the deviant energy level, the greater the mutation chance. So basically, the bee increases our deviated crop output, which is a great addition to any territory. The deviant energy level refers to the activity score you see on the left side of your screen. Buzzy Bee affects one crop at a time when it's out working, and keep in mind, you can always press G and throw it at any crop you like to make it focus on that one. By the way, a fun fact, Buzzy Bee is actually a toy car shaped like a bumblebee. It has wheels for legs. How cool is that? Let's continue. Buzzy Bee comes with 2 stats as all other deviations in the game. Let's start with skill rating. It says that the higher the skill rating, the more efficiently the deviation works and the better it fights. For Buzzy Bee, this means that a higher skill rating results in a higher mutation chance. Now for activity rating. Activity rating affects how fast Buzzy Bee recovers deviant power as well as activity score while it's dormant. The more, the better. Let's move on to deviant power. When deviant power exceeds a dormancy threshold, the deviation is activated. When deviant power falls to 0, the deviation becomes dormant. The deviant power bar determines whether it's working or not. It starts working when it hits 30 and stops when it hits 0. You can customize this threshold here, and you can set it to whatever you like. And finally, activity score. The activity score, as we can see, affects the deviation's production and gathering speed and combat performance. For the Buzzy Bee, this means that a higher activity score translates to increased mutation chance. And by the way, while Buzzy Bee is working, both activity score and deviant power go down. Now, let's go into some of these stats in more detail and try to make sense of all of this. As mentioned earlier, skill rating affects the mutation chance, but how much exactly? That's what we'll talk about in this section. When the deviation is targeting a crop, you can investigate the affected plant and you'll see a buff given by the bee called Deviation Mutation Induction. If you only consider the skill rating, this is what you can expect. As we can see, one skill rating provides 10% mutation chance, and then we get a 5% increase for each skill level after that. So, a Buzzy Bee with a skill rating of 5 will increase the mutation chance on the crop it's targeting by 30% baseline. But my friends, that's not the whole story. Activity score also plays a role in boosting the mutation chance. For example, a Buzzy Bee with a skill rating of 5 with a high activity score can get an additional boost, resulting in a 33% mutation chance instead of just 30%. That's something to keep in mind. Now, all of this sounds great, but some questions might pop up. Let's consider a common scenario. If we have a crop and our Buzzy Bee is working on it but then stops working before the crop is finished growing, will it still benefit from Buzzy Bee? This is an interesting question. My hypothesis is that since the buff disappears when the Buzzy Bee is not active, the crop needs to finish growing while the Buzzy Bee is active for the mutation bonus to apply. So, the mutation chance is probably only applied if the deviation is out, sitting on the crop when it completes its growth. Do you have an answer to this question? Please leave a comment and tell us, would be awesome to know. If my hypothesis holds true, then it might be a good strategy to convert activity score to deviant power just before your crops finish growing. If the bee isn't already out working, that is. And by the way, mutation fertilizers should not override the Buzzy Bee's effect, so it's always beneficial to use them together if you have the resources. And next, let's discuss how to actually get our hands on this awesome deviation. Let me start by mentioning an easy way to get some deviations, including the Buzzy Bee. In all major cities, there's a securement unit. These resets once a day, and you can collect different kinds of deviations from these securement units, and of course, there's a chance to get the Buzzy Bee from them as well. I got a 5/5 Buzzy Bee from one of these units, and I've collected some other cool deviations as well, like rare butterfly variations. There are other securement units around the world, but the ones in the cities are much easier to visit than those. Now, before we move on to the actual locations to check for Buzzy Bees in the world, there are a few things I want to mention. The levels on the locations can differ a bit. The Buzzy Bees at the beginning areas are usually lower levels than the ones you can find in higher level areas. Also, for new players, welcome to Once Human, and if you didn't know, many of these locations are close to a teleportation tower, which is awesome. This means that if you didn't find it on a location, you can go back to the teleportation tower, change world and then try your luck again on the same location. Now let's move on to the actual locations. The first location is to the east of Deadsville. It's also very close to the Sutherland Family Orchard node, on my location. And this is what the area looks like. And we also have a sign here. Let's grab it. And the bee is ours. The second location is very close to Deadsville as well. And it's here, at Citrus County. On the fields here. And this is what the area looks like. This one can be hard to get at the beginning of a season since many players are visiting this area. On the other hand, it's close to Deadsville, so it's easy to check. And it's ours. Time for the next one. South of Deadsville and north of Mayor's Market we have the location. Close to Harsh Industries as well, and it's at Lake Hart Camp, on my position. And this is what the area looks like. Let's grab it. And it's a level 3. And now it's added to our collection. Next location is one of my favorites. It's southwest of Deadsville and west of Mayor's Market. It's at Sunbury Farm and very close to a teleportation tower. And this is what the area looks like. It's close to this windmill here. And let's grab it. And it's ours. The next location is northwest of Tallgrass Inn. Let's zoom in a bit. It's at Evergreen Vineyard, in this area here. And this is what the area looks like. This bus is quite hard to spot. Let's grab it. And it's a level 3. That's great. This location is very close to the previous one, also northwest of Tallgrass Inn. And it's here, at Brewery Estate, on my location. And this is what the area looks like. And it's quite close to the mansion, so let's grab it. And it's a level 5. That's great. Hope it had some amazing stats on it. The next location is northeast of Tallgrass Inn and southwest of Greywater Camp. And north of Holtown we have Norton Farm. And it's here where I'm standing. And this is what the area looks like. Usually it's closer to the white tent over there. Let's claim it. Great. We have the last location southeast of Greywater Camp. And if we zoom in on it, we have Winding Ridge Farmland. And it's here where I'm standing. And the area looks like this. Usually it's full of Rosetta enemies. Let's claim it. Nice. So there you have it. Actually 9 ways to get your hands on the Buzzy Bee Deviation. Now, there are more ways, like I swear I've gotten them from Morphic crates, but I opened tons of them without getting any, so I don't know if it's still possible. Also, during the Halloween event, we could buy one as well, but that's event specific after all. Are you using Buzzy Bee in your territory? Found one in a different location not mentioned? Drop a comment and tell us, include the coordinates as well. And that's it for this video, have a nice day everyone.